Hello everyone, I am your host Torio, and this is the second episode of the Music Business Podcast. And last time we spoke about fraudulent Spotify streams and, to avoid them basically. This podcast, I want to talk about marketing your music. When you release a single or a full album, and it's expensive, you need a budget. It's very hard to do it on without spending some kind of money. So we're going to go over some ideas on how to do it for less money that could get you maybe some traction. Now, if you're trying to market it on a very slim budget, I got my notes here, that's why I keep looking down, but you got to hit the streets. Start like a grassroots type movement. They still work big time. Flyers at like local clubs, or flyers at, there's not a lot of record stores out anymore, but just putting flyers out. Go to the hot clubs and talk to the manager and be like, hey, can I put this flyer up in the club somewhere? Don't just litter, don't just do stuff without asking. It's always good to ask first. You could hand out flyers, things like that. Go to other people's shows, other bands and artists' shows, and go and introduce yourself, and you could talk to fans in the audience, make friends there, talk about your release, Now, a lot of people are uncomfortable doing this type of thing, but you got to have confidence. You got to be able to be outgoing and just go up and talk to people, introduce yourself and things like that. Also, you can have like stickers printed up, hand those out to people, like of your band or artist name. I remember people used to make lighters and with like their logo, band logo or artist logo, and hand them out to people for free. That's of course when a lot more people were smoking. A lot of people have cut down smoking. It's vaping is the bigger thing now. Also, besides just hitting the streets, you gotta really get social on social media. It's one of the best ways to get potential fans to start looking your way. You can put on social media, you got to be interesting, you got to be engaging, you got to put out content that's going to make people want to watch and listen. So, like for instance, you could shoot video of yourself doing a live gig, or you can have video of you in the studio recording your vocals, things like that, that'll slowly bring potential fans into your world. And it's just, social media is huge. Do it on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, all that good stuff, stories. And you got to get people interested, show people around the studio, show them what recording gear you're working with or what instruments you play. Just engage them. And someone becoming a fan like that will always be a fan because they're always like how you engaged with the fans. So you got to keep that up your whole career for the most part. But another thing to kind of market yourself is to hook up with another band or artists that are in your genre. So basically collaborating. And when you collaborate with another artist or band, they promote the song and you promote the song because you both are on it. So you could do collabs on social media, like recording together, just hanging out together. You could do a song together and you could both promote the song. And it's a good way to just get your name out there more. You'll be associated with this other band that has similar vibes to yourself, or if you're just an artist. And this is every genre. Rock, country, pop, everything. Hip hop. So it works for every genre. Another thing, leading up to your release or during it, you can run a giveaway. And by that, I mean you can say, hey, DM me with your email address, or DM me such and such, or get some way to get people engaged. And you could pick one of the fans for whatever reason you're saying, and send them a free signed CD or a signed poster or something like that. And that definitely gets engagement. You could say whoever shares this video will be in the running for a free CD or a free. A lot of people aren't even putting CDs out anymore, but you could say a free download, or you'll get the album early. Things like that, and people get engaged like that. They'll share, and maybe other people will see it, then they might share. So, or you could do free tickets to your next show, stuff like that. And people love to win stuff. They love to feel like they're important. So stuff like that really, really works. And everyone just loves a contest. So it's a really good thing. So, you know, and there's tons of things, but you just have to engage. You have to be out there. You can't just sit in your bedroom studio or wherever you're at and record songs and expect fans to just find them. You got to find the fans in the beginning because you have to build that fan base. So it's a lot of work. It's not easy. You just have to do all these types of things. And remember, like the last video I said, you got to figure out who you're marketing to. Who are you going to release these videos to TikTok to? You know, what crowd is it? What age group? Are you gearing towards male or female or both? So you got to keep all that in mind and try to get your music out in front of these types of people. And like I said, you could place ads, do ads on Instagram. You could do ads on TikTok. And their ad system is amazing where you can break it down to where you want your ad to show. If you wanted to show in certain countries, certain states, certain cities, if you want the ads to show to mainly women, to mainly men, to the 20 to 35-year-old age group, you know, things like that. So it's pretty precise. And that way you can market to these people. So you got to sit there and think, okay, I do country rock. So what's the age group for that? You know, probably anywhere from like 16 to 25, depending on what you talk about. 16 to 35, 16 to 40 even. So you just got to think of that type of thing, and that's what marketing is. Marketing is, it's promotion and marketing, they go together. So when you're promoting something, you're putting it out there to potential fans. Marketing is basically who these fans are. What crowd are you pushing it to? And your brand goes all into this as well, so you can be recognized. You know, like, you know, for instance, like Prince. When he was huge, or when he was live, he was always a pretty big artist. Anytime someone saw purple, they related to Prince, because that was part of his brand, or that symbol he used. So you want to have something marketable, like your brand. You want to, you know, on your website, have the colors that you like, that you're going to use, or certain fonts for your band or artist name that you're going to use. And the way you dress, the way you come off, are you edgy? This is all part of branding. It's something people will remember you by. Michael Jackson had his glove. Whenever you see a white glove now, people will always think of Michael Jackson. So it's just things you have to think about. Before you even release some music, it's just smart to sit down, piece of paper, pencil, pen, or even on your phone, and write all this stuff down. Make a timeline, or yeah, you can make a timeline of how you want to release your music. But before all that, you got to write down, okay, who am I marketing to? What is my brand? What do I want to put forth as my brand that people will recognize for years to come, and people will want to engage with? Things like that. So this is all very important, and a lot of artists they really don't even realize this type of stuff. But it works. It's worked forever in the music industry, and even though the music business and industry has changed to a whole digital realm between social media and music, a lot of these strategies still work, and they always will. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please share it, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. And I really appreciate you watching. I will do another podcast. I'm not sure on the subject yet. In the comments, put something you would like me to speak about, and I'll consider it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next video.